If you're following Depp First Heard, you by no doubt know there was a case in the UK that Johnny Depp actually lost. Now, one of the things was this was behind closed doors, it wasn't public. We found out there was some connections between Amber's team and Judge Nickel, things like that. Also, they ignored Johnny's evidence. It didn't seem like his evidence was taken seriously, and the judge just believed Amber basically when she testified. Now, the case was actually against Johnny and the son, but Amber did play a part in the case, of course. This here is from change.org. It's called Reopen Appeal UK of Johnny Depp defamation case following unanimous US jury verdict. It's almost got 75,000 signatures, so it's off to a good start. This is by someone named Black Belt Barrister, and he started it. Here's what he says. He's got a YouTube channel, so props to him. Maybe check it out. I'm a practicing barrister in England and Wales and have strong views about this subject matter. I bring this petition to represent what I hope will become a great many signatures that support a request for the court to consider an order of its own motion to grant permission under CPR 52.3, reopening a final appeal, including permission to appeal in the case of John Christopher Depp versus News Group newspapers and the number of the case, which is very long over there. And he says the world watched while the verdict that was opposite of the UK dropped down. And by the way, the world was watching the UK, just not quite as many of us, but it was pretty big in the news. Incompatible outcomes for natural justice. Following the jury trial in Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard in the United States, John C. Depp vs. Amber Laura Heard, the jury returned the anonymous verdict that Amber Heard defamed Johnny Depp in her statements of the alleged abuse and therefore that the alleged abuse did not occur. This is in stark contrast with the UK judgment rendering it wholly incompatible as a matter of natural justice. Inconsistent evidential findings. The effective opponent. In my humble view, there can be no basis to counter the notion that Amber Heard was the effective opponent in the UK trial, albeit not a party, given that the subject matter was inescapably a set in her allegations of domestic abuse against Johnny Depp, which The Sun published its article online. Mr. Depp's lawyers made such arguments throughout the UK trial, yet the learned judge's remarks in paragraph 576 of the judgment were that he was not persuaded that these comments carry any weight. Because he might have played Monopoly and drank hot chocolate with Amber and her lawyers. That's my personal opinion. Issues with disclosure. Since Amber Heard was not a party to the claim, she was not subject to the same discourse obligations under our civil procedure rules. Mr. Depp's lawyers made an application for third-party disclosure against Ms. Heard as required by the rules, but this was refused. Hence, the learned judge in the case at paragraph 576 of the judgment noted that Mr. Depp must have been warned about the consequences of pursuing a claim against the defendants when they, not Amber Heard, were subject to the rules and obligations of disclosure. With full respect to the learned judge, this goes against natural logic and, as it would seem, natural justice. How can this have ever achieved a just outcome? How can this be fair? Obviously, we know it's not fair. And this comment here on the bottom says, UK judge was most certainly corrupt. It's criminal what they left Amber Heard get away with. Okay, what they let Amber Heard get away with. We know what you mean. And the next person down, MM, says, the first verdict was given by a judge who is friends with the owners of The Sun, and his son works for Talk Radio, which is also owned by owners of The Sun, corruption at its best. And this person didn't even mention Monopoly and hot chocolate, which Amber probably played with numerous people in the UK. I did say probably, can't prove it, but you know. And Leslie says, the burden of proof in the trial of Mr. Depp vs. The Sun, Mr. Wooten, was not high enough. The fact that the judge was willing to overlook the credibility of the actual accuser, Ms. Heard, who has since been proven to be a pathological liar, is a disgrace. The Sun should be punished to put forward their message that the media must ensure that they have conclusive proof and evidence before they publicly announce a person to be an abuser. Please consider how vital this is for men around the world who are victims of abuse at the hands of their wives or girlfriends. Many men won't stand up to a woman because it's so deeply ingrained in them from childhood that they cannot hit a girl even if she hits them back, which I've said on this channel. Some men are just not even capable of hitting a woman. I think I'm one of them. I also think Johnny Depp's one of them. Probably Marilyn Manson too. And then she goes on to say that men are taught from a young age that they got to be strong, they got to be tough. They can't admit that a woman or someone with less physical strength has got one up on them. And there's some truth to that. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Best of luck to this petition. Hope it hits 100K real quick, and then hopefully 1 million. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't consider it and don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad about it. But I'll get over it, make a new video. Rant done for now. See you next time.